Hello, welcome again. We are covering the topic centrifugal compressor for civil services means IFS and GATE aerospace exam. And the next topic is the analysis of power input factor, slip factor, and isentropic efficiency. We have studied power input factor, slip factor, and isentropic efficiency. Now we will analyze the dependency among them. So first of all, taking power input factor. So power input factor is the extra work that we have to supply to overcome friction in the impeller part. Okay. So that extra work causes thermal energy to increase. So if no friction is there, then the process is your isentropic. So that is 0, 1 to 2 dash. But if friction is there, then the process is your 0 to 0, 1 to 0 2. Okay. So it means as power input factor increases, we have to supply extra work to overcome friction, and this extra work results in decrease in isentropic efficiency. However, it is in the impeller part, isentropic efficiency also takes into account the diffuser part also, but here impeller part is increasing the outlet temperature of the air of from the compressor. Okay, so it means these two are related. So if power input factor is 1, suppose there is no friction loss in the impeller, yet there can be some value of isentropic efficiency because of the losses in the diffuser. Because power input factor takes into account only the losses of the impeller. Okay. So now this power input factor results in increase in outlet temperature of air as compared to isentropic process. Okay. Or the friction results in higher increase in temperature of air outside the compressor as compared to this isentropic process. Okay. So as this T 0 2 temperature is higher than 0 2 dash, so this much of heat in the next process, which is your conversion process in gas turbine, we do not have to supply. Okay. So now we have to supply, if we consider non-isentropic process, then we have to supply only this much of heat 0 3 to 0 2. Okay. So next process is turbine, and turbine runs the compressor. Okay. So but here this is an advantage, we have to supply less amount of heat, but here when the turbine does the compressor, and now the process in the compressor is your non-isentropic, so turbine has to run a compressor which is running on non-isentropic process, so turbine has to supply more work. The turbine has to supply more work when the process is non-isentropic. So this is disadvantage. This is your advantage, supplying less amount of it and supplying more amount of work is a disadvantage. Overall, it is an disadvantage. So power input factor should be equal to 1. Okay. So I am just reading this out, this paragraph. The distinction between power input factor and slip factor should be clearly understood. They are neither independent of one nor of isentropic efficiency or eta. The power input factor represents an increase in work input, the whole of which is observed in overcoming frictional losses and therefore divided into thermal energy. As this considering power input factor, we have to supply more work, so that work is changing into heat energy. Work is your high grade energy and heat energy is your low grade energy, so that energy is changing from high grade energy to low grade energy. Okay. So that is a loss. That is we can analyze that this is a loss. So high grade energy changing into low grade energy. The fact that the outlet temperature is raised by this loss and incidentally by the frictional losses as well enables the maximum cycle temperature to be reached without burning so much fuel, so that as far as efficiency of the whole gas turbine is concerned, these losses are not entirely wasted. So this is the same point. So as this temperature is more as compared to this temperature, so we have to supply less amount of fuel. So it means there will be more efficiency of gas turbine unit because we are supplying less amount of heat. So friction losses as well enables the maximum cycle temperature to be reached without burning so much fuel, so that as far as efficiency of the whole gas turbine unit is concerned, these losses are not entirely wasteful. Nevertheless, this fact is outweighed by the fact that no turbine work is used in driving the compressor, as I said before. So here, if we consider process 102-102, 0102, no anisotropic thrust, so we have to supply less amount of heat, and then turbine is there. Then turbine will run this compressor which is running on non-isentropic process, so turbine has to supply more work. Okay, so this fact is outweighed that we have to supply less amount of heat. Okay. Next is, it follows that the power input factor should be as low as possible, or nearly should be equal to 1. A low value of power input factor implying simultaneously a high value of isentropic action. Okay. So these are interrelated. It should be appreciated that isentropic efficiency also depends on the friction loss in diffuser, because isentropic efficiency means isentropic efficiency of whole turbine. It is carrying the losses in the impeller part as well as in the diffuser part, but this power input factor takes the losses in impeller part only. Okay. So this but this isentropic efficiency takes the losses also in the diffuser part. So it should be appreciated that isentropic efficiency also depends also upon the fraction loss in diffuser, which does not affect the argument. For this reason, it is helpful to consider power factor implicitly as part of this isentropic efficiency. So this whole doesn't represent this isentropic efficiency. It is part of this, because diffuser losses also have to be considered. Okay. Next is your slip factor. So slip is the ratio of CW to U. Okay. So for higher slip, there will be higher. We have to supply less amount of work. Okay. Or so for higher slip, there will be CW2 will approach to U. Okay. And for higher slip factor, we have to increase the number of vanes. Okay. So this number of vanes, if we increase the number of vanes, then the area of the airflow will decrease. So area of the airflow decrease means we have to supply and friction losses will increase, because area will the air will come in contact with the increased number of vanes. So again, then the power input factor will increase, and there will be reduction in your isentropic efficiency. So they are interrelated. Okay. So I will read this out also. A slip factor, on the other hand, is a factor limiting the work capacity of compressor even under isentropic conditions. This quantity should be as great as possible. Clearly, more nearly CW2 approaches U, the greater becomes the rate at which the work can usefully be put into the compressor for a given setting. Unfortunately, an increase in number of vanes, which would increase this slip factor, entails an increase in solidity of the impeller eye and decrease in effective flow area. Additional friction losses arise because of some same mass flow or throughput. Same mass flow is called throughput. The inlet velocity must be increased. Thus, the additional work input that can be employed by increasing the number of vanes may not result in an increase in the portion which is usually employed in raising the pressure of air. It may only increase the thermal energy produced by friction, resulting in increase in power input and reduction in efficiency. A suitable compromise must be found to use number of vanes which gives a factor of about 0.9 or about 90 to 21 vanes should be used. So this is the relationship between power input factor, slip factor and isentropic